Hey YouTube, what's up? It's Ty Mac. So I just got off work and I'm gonna mess with the street bike. I don't know if I showed you guys a street bike yet, but this is a 2008 zx6. It's a Kawasaki. It's not the 636, it's just a regular 600. I'm like 99% positive it's not the 636, just a 600cc motor. It's a 08. And it's only got 3,000 miles on it. And 2 of those 1,000 miles I put on it. Last summer when I first got it, I rode it. And it only had 1,000 miles when I got it. So a guy had this bike sitting. The last time I think it was rode was in 2010. Last year when I got it was 2022. But that's the inspection sticker from 2010. So this bike sat probably 12 years. At least 12 years. And so I rode it last year when I got it. When I first started it and I rode it, it idled fine and it drove fine up to 4,000 RPMs. And then after 4,000 RPMs, it would fall flat on its face and there would just be no more gas. So what I did was I took the fuel tank apart and I took the sending unit out. You know, this was last year, but I took the sending unit out and there was a bunch of rust in the filter in the sending unit. You know, because the tank sat empty and moisture built up and rusted the inside of the tank. So now what I did this year is I bought a gallon of white vinegar, which is, in case you guys don't know, really good at stripping rust. So I dumped a gallon of white vinegar in there. I let it sit for 3 to 4 days. And then I dumped it out, washed it out with some warm water, and then WD-40 coated the inside of the tank so it wouldn't flash rust. And I mean, this was all rusty, so as you could see, it worked very well. I'm gonna try to do this without scratching my tank here, but I'll show you guys. Here's where the sending unit goes. And in there was all rusty, but got it all cleaned out. And I mean, it was like some big flakes of rust that I was getting, and really fine particles of rust, because what ended up happening was the rust got through the fuel filter that's on the bottom of the fuel pump here, which looks like this. That white thing, that's the fuel filter that goes on the bottom of that fuel pump. And then let's see, this thing here holds your fuel pressure regulator, and this is right after the fuel pump. And there's a stem that comes from this body, this base of this body right here. So this is what bolts to the bottom of the tank and holds your fuel pump assembly. So this sits about right here, like so. And there's a filter that I didn't realize. You guys you're not going to be able to see in there, but there's another filter in there. So what happened was it built up so much rust that it was bypassing that fine filter, and it ended up clogging up this top piece. So what I did was I couldn't just order this piece. I tried to cut into it, but it's sealed from the factory, obviously, because they don't want it to blow apart from fuel pressure, so they like plastic weld it together. So there was no getting that apart. I ended up cracking it. So unfortunately I couldn't just get this piece. So now I was out of a sending unit. I ordered a new fuel pump, new filter, new fuel pressure regulator, because I was just going to use this old casing but then I found out that this also had the issue. So what I did was I ordered a completely, it's a newer used, but a new sending unit from an 09. Very clean. I don't think that, the guy said that the bike it came out of was running and everything, so I ordered that. So I'm just going to put a whole new sending unit in this. And what else I had to do was I changed the injectors. So I pulled this throttle body off. You see all those green injectors? Well, you can see it from there. So I got new injectors, new used. Here's the old injectors. Because I think the whole fuel system just got rust throughout it. So new fuel injectors, new fuel pump, clean gas tank. And other than that, new air filter. That's the new one. That's the old one under there. And now I'm just doing cosmetic things. You know, I ordered a couple cool little things to make the bike look a little nicer. I ordered blue bolts for the fuel cap, a blue bolt kit, a blue body bolt kit right there. And yeah, so now I got all the parts. Now I'm ready to put this thing back together. And I'm just going to clean it up as I go, do some cosmetic things. And yeah, I can't wait to make some riding videos this summer with this thing. Happy to get to introduce this to the channel, but there's some things like, because it sat, all this stuff got pitted. So I want to take this off, clean this stuff up a little bit. You can see the rim. Look at all the pitting on that rim. Don't know how I'm going to clean that up yet, but I'll figure something out. But yeah, I'm just going to go through this thing, guys. Get it really cleaned up. And even before I took it apart, it was a beautiful bike the way it sat. I like the ZX6s. Very fast. When I did get it to run right, shoot, probably did about 150 on a little test hit. So, I mean, I don't need to go any faster than that. And I don't do that often, but it was a nice straightaway. So I was like, yeah, let me see what it's got. And yeah, she said 150. And I felt like I still had more. So definitely no problem getting up there. And I can't wait to see how it feels now with completely new fuel system. But all right, guys, I'm going to bring you along on this project. Don't mind the mess. Once you're working on something, other things pile up. But yeah, once this thing's together, it's going to be great. Oh, another thing I ordered too is these stock had the tail fairing that came down here with the turn signals and stuff. It looks so ugly. So what I did was I got a turn, brake, and park light. Not a park light, but a brake light, a running light, and turn signal light that bolts under here. And that'll look really nice and cleaned up. So yeah, I can't wait to show you guys when this thing is done. I'll keep you posted. All right, YouTube. So I got it rolled out. Mainly because I was running out of daylight and I could see it a little better out here. But all right, I got the fuel tank on. New fuel pump in. Air box is all in. Got the front fairing I started bolting on. And making progress. Starting to look like a bike again. But all right, guys, can't wait to show you when it's fully done. Good morning, YouTube. Happy Saturday. It's Ty Mac. So I just got the ZX6 back together. Wiped her all down. Microfiber rag. Whew, she's looking good. Took me about 3 hours to get it to where it is now. And there's still some other things I gotta do. I did put my swing arm sliders on. Put my gas tank sticker on. Got the blue bolt kit. Blue bolts in the windshield. Blue bolts in the side fairings. I still got to put fuel in it and test it out, so I don't have those locked down, but there's going to be blue bolts there. So, whew. She's finally back together, guys. The only thing really left I got to tinker with is I got a license plate bracket. I'm going to mount to these original mounts. And then my turn signal light that is going to be remounted up here. My run, brake, and turn signals are going to be remounted because this is an aftermarket LED strip which does the turn signals, the brake light, and the stop. But with the license plate going to be here, it'll block it. So I got a remount thing that goes there, which will look pretty sweet. But alright, guys, she's all back together. Can't wait to take some videos on the street with this thing. Have a good day, guys.